On a blustery December day in 1903, two brothers from Ohio achieved the impossible sustained flight. This momentous event took place on the sandy dunes of Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, a location chosen for its steady winds and soft landing surfaces. Wilbur and Orville Wright, bicycle mechanics by trade, had spent years studying and experimenting with gliders. Their journey was not an easy one. It was filled with countless trials, errors, and setbacks. Yet their determination never wavered. They meticulously studied the principles of aerodynamics, learning from the failures of others and refining their designs with each new attempt. Their persistence paid off at Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. After numerous tests and adjustments, they were finally ready to attempt powered flight. The Wright Flyer, their creation, was a fragile biplane made of wood and fabric, equipped with a small engine and propellers they had designed themselves. The Wright Flyer, a fragile biplane made of wood and fabric, took to the air for a mere 12 seconds, covering a distance of 120 feet. Though brief, this flight was a monumental achievement, demonstrating that controlled, powered flight was possible. This modest flight, however, marked a pivotal moment in human history. It was the first time a heavier-than-air machine had achieved sustained, controlled flight with a pilot aboard. This breakthrough would pave the way for the future of aviation. It ignited a passion for flight that would forever alter our world. People were captivated by the idea of flying, and the Wright brothers' success inspired countless others to pursue their own dreams of taking to the skies. The Wright brothers' achievement captured the imagination of people worldwide. Newspapers around the globe reported on their success, and the brothers became instant celebrities. Their story was one of ingenuity, perseverance, and the relentless pursuit of a dream. It sparked a wave of innovation and experimentation, as inventors and dreamers sought to conquer the skies. The early 20th century saw a flurry of activity in aviation, with new designs and technologies emerging at a rapid pace. Each new aircraft built upon the lessons learned from the Wright brothers' pioneering work. In a few short years, airplanes evolved from rudimentary contraptions to more sophisticated machines, capable of longer flights and greater maneuverability. The advancements in aviation technology continued to accelerate, leading to the development of aircraft that could travel faster, higher, and farther than ever before. The legacy of the Wright brothers lives on in every flight we take today, a testament to their vision and determination. The early decades of the 20th century witnessed remarkable progress in aviation technology. From the Wright brothers' first flight in 1903 to the development of more sophisticated aircraft, the world was on the brink of a new era in transportation. World War I, in particular, spurred rapid advancements in aircraft design and engine power. The war created an urgent need for better, faster, and more reliable planes, leading to significant innovations in aerodynamics and propulsion systems. After the war, surplus military planes paved the way for the birth of commercial aviation. These planes, once used for combat, were repurposed for civilian use, marking the beginning of a new industry. Entrepreneurs saw the potential for these aircraft to transport passengers and cargo, leading to the establishment of the first commercial airlines. The first commercial airlines emerged, offering passenger and mail services. Companies like KLM, founded in 1919, and Qantas, established in 1920, began to operate regular flights, connecting cities and countries in ways that were previously unimaginable. These early flights were often bumpy and uncomfortable. The planes were small, noisy, and lacked the amenities we take for granted today. Passengers had to endure cramped conditions and turbulence, but the novelty of flying made it an exciting adventure. They were a world away from the modern air travel experience we know today. Today's aircraft are designed with passenger comfort in mind, featuring spacious cabins, in-flight entertainment, and advanced safety features. The contrast between early and modern air travel highlights the incredible advancements made over the past century. Nevertheless, they held the promise of speed and convenience, connecting people and places in ways never before imagined. Early air travel allowed for quicker journeys compared to traditional modes of transportation like trains and ships, making it an attractive option for business and leisure travelers alike. The public's fascination with flight continued to grow. Air shows and demonstrations drew large crowds, eager to witness the marvel of human flight. The idea of soaring above the clouds captured the imagination of people around the world, fueling a growing interest in aviation. The romance of air travel, coupled with its potential for business and leisure, fueled the demand for faster, larger, and more comfortable aircraft. airlines began to invest in new technologies and larger planes to meet the increasing demand, leading to the development of iconic aircraft like the Douglas DC-3 and the Boeing 707. This demand set the stage for the golden age of air travel that would follow. The 1950s and 1960s saw the introduction of jetliners, which revolutionized air travel by significantly reducing flight times and increasing passenger capacity. This era marked the beginning of mass air travel, making it accessible to a broader segment of the population and forever changing the way we travel. The mid-20th century witnessed a technological breakthrough that revolutionized air travel, the jet engine. In 1952, the British de Havilland Comet took to the skies, marking the dawn of the jet age. Jet engines offered significantly greater power and efficiency compared to their propeller-driven counterparts. This allowed for faster speeds, higher altitudes, and longer flight ranges. The world shrunk as travel times between continents were slashed dramatically. The introduction of jetliners had a profound impact on the aviation industry. Airlines rushed to acquire these modern marvels. Airports were expanded and modernized to accommodate the larger, faster aircraft. Air travel was no longer a luxury reserved for the elite. It became increasingly accessible to the masses. Alongside the development of jet engines, other technological advancements transformed air travel. Radar, invented during World War II, became an indispensable tool for air traffic control. It allowed for safer and more efficient management of increasingly crowded skies. The advent of computers further revolutionized air travel. Flight planning, navigation, and communication systems became increasingly sophisticated. The development of the Global Positioning System, or GPS, in the late 20th century was a game-changer. GPS provided pilots with unprecedented accuracy in navigation, making flights safer and more efficient. These technological leaps not only improved the safety and reliability of air travel, but also paved the way for the development of larger, more complex aircraft. The Boeing 747, affectionately known as the Jumbo Jet, took to the skies in 1969, ushering in an era of mass air travel. The early days of commercial aviation were marked by an aura of luxury and glamour. Air travel was an exclusive experience reserved for the wealthy and privileged. Passengers dressed in their finest attire, enjoying spacious cabins, attentive service, and gourmet meals. However, as air travel became more commonplace, the industry began to cater to a wider range of passengers. The rise of budget airlines in the latter half of the 20th century transformed air travel into a more accessible and affordable mode of transportation. These low-cost carriers eschewed the frills of traditional airlines, offering no-frills flights at significantly lower prices. While this meant smaller seats, limited amenities, and often crowded cabins, it opened up air travel to a whole new demographic. The democratization of air travel had a profound impact on society, fostering global connectivity and cultural exchange. For decades, the aviation industry in the United States operated under a system of strict government regulation. This meant that the government had a significant say in how airlines conducted their business, from the routes they could fly to the prices they could charge for tickets. Airlines were heavily controlled in terms of routes, fares, and competition. The Civil Aeronautics Board, or CAB, was the regulatory body that oversaw these aspects, ensuring that airlines adhered to the rules and maintained a level of service that was deemed acceptable. This system, while ensuring stability, stifled innovation and kept airfares artificially high. Passengers had limited choices, and the lack of competition meant that there was little incentive for airlines to improve their services or lower their prices. In 1978, the Airline Deregulation Act was passed, ushering in a new era of competition in the U.S. aviation industry. This landmark legislation aimed to remove government control over fares, routes, and market entry of new airlines, thereby encouraging a free market environment. Airlines were suddenly free to set their own fares, determine routes, and compete more aggressively for passengers. This newfound freedom allowed airlines to explore new markets and offer more competitive pricing, which in turn attracted a larger number of travelers. This led to a dramatic drop in airfares, making air travel more accessible to even more people. The introduction of budget airlines and discount fares meant that flying was no longer a luxury reserved for the wealthy, but a viable option for the average American. Deregulation had a profound impact on the industry. It spurred innovation as airlines sought to differentiate themselves from their competitors. New business models emerged, including low-cost carriers that focused on efficiency and affordability. It led to a proliferation of new airlines, increased competition, and a wider variety of routes and services. Passengers benefited from more choices and better prices, while airlines had to continuously adapt to the changing market dynamics. However, it also resulted in industry consolidation, as larger airlines merged with or acquired smaller competitors. This consolidation was driven by the need to achieve economies of scale and remain competitive in an increasingly crowded market. The long-term effects of deregulation continue to be debated, but there's no doubt that it fundamentally reshaped the aviation landscape. While some argue that it led to improved services and lower prices, others point to the challenges of maintaining service quality and the impact on smaller communities that lost air service. Nonetheless, deregulation remains a pivotal moment in the history of the aviation industry, marking the transition from a tightly controlled system to a more dynamic and competitive marketplace.